I'm not saying that Amorim is not a good manager. We will find out in the Premier League. It will start. We will find out who is good and who is not good. But the thing is that at United, even if you are good, you will still fail. That's the point I'm making. That your failure does not depend on whether you are good or not. You can be the best. If Pep go Man U, will fail.
Manchester United just recently signed Ruben Amorim as their new coach, and we're here to discuss, is he the one that will successfully lead them out of the trenches? My name is T, and this is Crossfire, brought to you by LiveScoreBet, and I'm here with Tunde and Tosin to discuss if Manchester United has finally found their savior. Tunde, do you think Ruben Amorim is going to succeed at Manchester United?
Look, better men than Amorim have tried and failed. The thing with Manchester United is that in the fabric of the red, the thread of failure is in the club. Who has been attached to Manchester United from 2013 forward that has succeeded at anything? I have a personal conviction that the easiest way to fail in football in any capacity, whether as a player, as a coach, as a backroom staff, as a cook, as a gym instructor, whatever it is that you do, even if your own is to just be installing jacuzzi, because jacuzzi people self-collect when Ronaldo follow everybody talk. The easiest way to fail in football is to sign for Manchester United. That there is literally no substance, there is no upside. Look at someone like Bruno Fernandes and all the good he has done at United. Do you think with clubs like that they stay in your way? Like even if you try your best, that your best will still they look. It will still be debatable because like the entire club is failing. So better man, you are expecting me to believe now that since Sir Alex left, Louis van Gaal, Champions League winner, has tried. Jose Mourinho, multiple Champions League winner, multiple Premier League winner, has tried. They even went, they say, okay, let us not do the trophy route, let us do the philosophy route. Let us try and play real football. Eric Ten Hag, even though he has become a laughing stock now, before he came, was actually a very well respected manager. 3 long years ago, it took 3 years for all his respect in the world of football to go down the drain. Why? Because he joined Manchester United. Think if Ten Hag left Ajax and went to Man City, his life would be what it is now. If he left Ajax and went to Chelsea, would his life be what it is now? There's a way clubs like United diminish your rep. And I don't think that it's Amorim that will now come and survive this thing. That better men have tried and failed. In my opinion, I don't think it's going to happen. That's just my own opinion. If your opinion is different and you feel like crying, you people who know how to cry in the comment section, release it. Let the tears flow. I'm here for you. And I'll also be here for you to let you know that I told you when it happened. Because I've already mentioned this. Look at everybody that has failed. What about this guy is going to make him different from everybody else? The fabric of the club still remains the same. The owners are the same. All these Ineos, is the same people that own the club. The Glazers have not gone anywhere. The philosophy of the club remains the same. The pressure of the club remains the same. Because that's another thing that fans don't consider. That the immense pressure to succeed at Manchester United alone already gives you more scrutiny than you will ever get in any other job. In any other job, you have the chance to fail and keep failing until you get it right. For Manchester United, if you fail once, fail twice. People like TikTok United go on ring light on TikTok for your head. Say, Amorim, get out of my club. So that's all you. The pressure is incredible. I'm not saying that Amorim is not a good manager. We will find out in the Premier League. It will start. We will find out who is good and who is not good. But the thing is that at United, even if you are good, you will still fail. That's the point I'm making. That your failure does not depend on whether you are good or not. You can be the best. If Pep go Man U, will fail. Pep Guardiola, the full Pep. You know see Man before you join Man City. You think say they find work on those people. That's what I would say. There is no success about United. Even their fans, are they doing well in life? Talk about you fan that you know that you do well in life. Let us see evidence.
Tosin, do you agree with what Tunde here is saying?
I think Tunde just brought out a shovel of and put it on the table and expect me to eat it like a kokore. I'm not.
Kokore is also
I'm not. See, Amorim will succeed based on the current level and disposition that Manchester United is in. We need to look at context. David Moyes failed in comparison to Alex Ferguson leaving. That was the standard. They brought in Louis van Gaal to come and take them back to the Champions League and recreate that feeling. They didn't know that they were a declining club. They brought in Jose Mourinho based on his history of winning titles, and he did, but not the main title that they wanted, but like he did. But like the club was in decline. And who do you now have? They brought in Erik ten Hag to replicate the beautiful football that Pep Guardiola was playing at Manchester City. See, Ruben Amorim is coming to a team that is a mid-table club. It can only get better from there. That's it. It can only get better from there. They can go and challenge for European places. They can go and challenge for the Champions League. That is the goal. And if that is the goal, obviously in a 2.5-year contract, by the time this 2.5-year contract is done, what are we talking about? We are talking about the 2026 season, 2026. Why not? Why not? Like, if it's a consistent Champions League qualifier by then, why not? I think that is success relative to where he was, not relative to where Sir Alex Ferguson was, where they were winning the Premier League almost at least once in every 3 years.
But that's what United want.
It's errors. It's by error. In the Premier League, we know how it is. There was a decade. Liverpool did not win the Premier League. What are we talking about? Almost 30 years. 30 years. So, for Manchester United, for what they want to achieve in the immediate, which is compete with the Aston Villas of the world, the Tottenhams of the world, and edge them to those Champions League spots, it's fine as far as I'm concerned. And looking at Ruben Amorim, he comes in with a mandate. I think one of the problems that a lot of coaches usually have, and from my experiences, when you come into a club as a coach, you come with your ideas and your philosophies. The moment you tilt away from those philosophies, the players don't see you as a serious person. And one of the problems that Ten Hag actually had is that Ten Hag is known as someone who is playing panache football, the Cruyff way, good football. He was even once an assistant to Pep Guardiola at Bayern Munich. So like he's one of the players of my club who people regard so highly. In Frankie de Jong was the orchestra of his midfield at Ajax. So he wanted to come and play that's his philosophy. Anybody that's known Ten Hag knows that he likes to play progressive football. He comes to Manchester United and he suffers some like horrible defeats to start. And he's like, maybe I need to adjust to the Premier League. And that was the problem. That was the mistake he made. Like, I remember when Pep Guardiola came to the Premier League. When he already had multiple success with Barcelona, multiple success with Bayern Munich, and he came to the Premier League and he was struggling. Do you know who he was playing? Even though those players are not up to standard of what he wants, with them Kolarov, them Clichy, them Bakary Sagna, they were building out from the back. You will build out from the back, we will concede goal. But the way I want us to play football, that is how we will play football. Later, he now brought in the expensive signings and people that can play that kind of game. But the mentality is that this is how I want my own team to play football. This is how we play football. Ten Hag deviated from, maybe I'm in the Premier League, maybe I can't play this style. And that is actually what his downfall was. He never was able to go back to, I need you guys to be a high-pressing, progressive football team. Because people are like, Baba, you are the one that said, maybe we don't need to play high press, maybe we need to be in a low block. And that was his problem. So for me, Ruben Amorim comes with a clear objective. Everybody knows he's going to play 3-4-3 or a variation of 3-4-2-1, whichever the case is.
Based on what?
Based on his philosophy. So the reality about every progressive manager is that you come, you implement your style, good or no good results, you live with the consequences, then you see the players that cannot play that style. And I feel that is what Amorim is going to come to Manchester United and do. Okay, I'm going to give everybody a fair chance. Come and play what I want you to play. I don't care if you are a Mason Mount and you are one of the floppiest you are a floppy disk. On that, I will try and put you into my plan. If you meet with it, fine. I won't say based on what you did on that I'll give you come into my plan, play my system. If you fit, fine. If you don't fit, then I'm going to discard you. And I think that is the mentality that will make Amorim successful at Manchester United.
With what Tosin just said, I know you think Amorim is not the right manager for Manchester United, or you think he's not going to succeed. But now that he's here, what positions do you think he needs to strengthen to be able to have a chance at Manchester United?
First of all, correction. I did not say Amorim is not the right person for Man United. I did not say he cannot succeed at Man United. I said nobody can succeed at Man United. That's what I said. Except you change the definition of success. If you are still holding on to silence, definition of success, just stop it now. If you are willing to do what Tony said, which is accept, what has started to constitute success for Chelsea fans nowadays, which is, we are no longer 12th. If that's your level of success, you will succeed. That one is no problem. But what does it need to strengthen? I actually don't think that United have bad players. I'm a Chelsea fan. For the last 3 years, I've always maintained that United actually have better players than Chelsea. Well, up until before this season, Chelsea have actually, signed well in the last summer, and the players are now starting to grow. But just before then, when the players were still in their first season, I always felt like United had a better squad of, more experienced Premier League players and with more, proven ability. Someone like Bruno Fernandes, in my opinion, is one of the best midfielders in the world. I genuinely believe that. I don't think that this is a bad squad at all. It's certainly better than whatever Amorim had at Sporting Lisbon. Let us be clear about that. But again, it's about what the coach wants to achieve, Can the players achieve what he wants to do? Does he have the right players to fit in his 3-4-3 formation or whatever? Does he have life is difficult. Going from Gyökeres to Zaki Azir, what's his name of that? That striker and Højlund. Sexy and Højlund together. The two of them is not really Gyökeres left leg. So life is difficult when you used to adjust your team to set up in a way that create chance, make striker score. You create chance for Sexy. You don't even need the post. You don't need the box 18 to start with. So that you have been things to adjust to, yes, obviously. But United have quality. And it's not that you obviously need signings, but I don't think it's going to be an wholesale adjustments to the personnel sheets. Like Tosin said, he can find use for someone like Benzema. He has lots of energy. He might use him in a way different to the way Erik ten Hag has been able to use him. He might find use for someone like Ahmad as a creator from wide. I maintain till my last breath that Marcus Rashford is not a bad footballer. He has bad spells. And he has great spells. He's a streaky footballer. If he's confident, he's very good. If he's not confident, he's not good at all. It's maybe a new manager will restore confidence in him. And if a player that can produce 30 goals in a season has already shown you that, that ability is there. So I don't think that if you get a manager that can, get the team playing well, create chances for Rashford to build his confidence. Someone like Anthony, for example, now, yes, it has become cool to make fun of Anthony, and rightly so, he deserves that absolutely. But the truth is that Anthony is not a horrible player. Yes, under Erik ten Hag, anytime he held the ball, he looked like the worst player in the history of football, which I'm not going to judge if you have that assessment of it. But there's a reason even signing him for that amount of money was plausible in the first place. It's not like people were like, don't sign this guy for 90 million or 100 million, whatever. Yeah, people said that because from a financial, but not because he was a horrible player. They also said that from a financial, but nobody could have predicted that this guy would not have any single use. But even in his first few games, he was able to show the kind of quality he had. The goal he scored against Arsenal, the goal in the Manchester derby, he showed. But again, similar to Rashford, some players thrive on confidence. When the performances drop, when the confidence just keeps dropping, and as the confidence drops, the ability drops with it as well. So maybe a new coach can also, So I think that United have quality all around. I don't doubt that. We've not even seen Lenny Yoro play this season. They have a good centre-back partnership. Martinez, De Ligt, Maguire is not even a regular in this team, and Maguire is a quality player as well. So yeah, this is actually a good squad on paper. Doesn't mean that Amorim will succeed with it, because I'm not expecting it. It's United. That's all I'm going to tell you. It is United. It is what they do. Well, until everybody has a plan, everybody has a philosophy until I touch you. Wait till Amorim don't reach semi-final of Champions League. We not sit there and enter Champions League, beat Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, pa. Yeah, that's why you don't see nothing, because there's a generational course. I think that first Glazers and Ineos need to first organize a 1 season long fasting and prayer for the players and the fans and the staff of the organization, so that all of you can commune together and beg God. Also, drop the Red Devils nickname, because if you deal with the devil, you get devilish results. when you do all that finish, then you now start get closer to God as a club, as an organization. When you do all that, then you now start looking at the football side of things. That's just my own synopsis or diagnosis of the situation.
I don't know about the praying and fasting you talked about, but Tosin, what do you think? What positions do you think Amorim should strengthen?
Yeah, I don't know about if there's a prayer and fasting unit at Manchester United. I would suggest that, like, I think Manchester United need a new striker. I know, like Amorim has said, he's not really good to target goal carriers, he's for Sporting, but I think they need a striker because this new system that he's going to employ, I feel they need a striker that can actually thrive in that system. And also, if you look at Manchester United, there are a lot of problems with Manchester United. Honestly, they need to improve everywhere. Let's just be clear. There is need for improvement in defense, in midfield, and in attack. But if there's one that actually stands out, I'll say it's attack because Manchester United, they don't score enough goals. Everybody knows under Ten Hag, they have an average of about 1.4 goals per game. Look at this season, like Leicester has scored more goals than Manchester. Like Leicester just came from they've scored more goals than Manchester United. Like you have teams like Wolves, Brentford, they've scored more goals than Manchester United. Yeah, it's not because Manchester United have not spent money to reinforce that striking position. They spent 70 million on Højlund, spent another 30 something on Zexi. Both of them combined as one. I don't know. There's no difference. If I'm supposed to suggest a striker, I'll say someone like Victor Boniface. You understand? Victor Boniface, who is used to a 3-4-3 formation at Bayer Leverkusen. That's a good option. Gyökeres is a good option. And the reason why is because as much as people lament the defense of Manchester United, one of the things that Amorim will do is to address that is the three at the back. And they also still need kind of a replacement for kind of Johnny Evans. I think that's actually heartbreaking. They don't have a replacement for Johnny Evans after all this year. They need a replacement on that left side. But Manchester United defense is not too shabby. They've considered 12 goals this season. Like a lot of teams have actually considered more goals than Manchester United. It's just the goal scoring opportunities. And if they are going to play that formation and Bruno, from what we are hearing, is going to be unleashed in that 4-3-4-1-2 formation or 3-4-2-1 formation, I mean, Bruno will have the responsibility of creating those chances. They need someone to run those channels. And from my understanding of everything I've seen from Højlund, from Zexi, it's not in their ability, and it's fine. They don't have the capacity or the intelligence to make those channel runs. And yeah, so I believe if they improve in that striking department, the goals will come. It will take a little bit of pressure off the defense, and they can now further improve on their defense and in midfield. But generally, Manchester United as a club need to improve on everything. They need to improve their stadium. They need to improve the pitch. They need to improve their jacuzzi that Cristiano Ronaldo mentioned. They need to improve in all aspects. But for me, if I have to single out one, I would say get a striker that can score you goals. You can go and get Victor Osimhen from Napoli, whichever the case is.
Well, Tunde is of the opinion that no Manchester United coach is going to succeed at Manchester United, not even players that they buy or even the fans themselves. While Tosin is of the opinion that with the right striker, right players, getting his identity right, Ruben Amorim is going to be able to succeed at Manchester United. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. My name is T. This is Crossfire, brought to you by Live Score Bet. See you soon.